Hey, and welcome back to another YouTube with me. Today is based around my training, what I do on a typical week, and the reasons why I do what I do training wise. If you have seen a previous video of mine, I kind of confess my love for Hyrox and all things competitive sports. So my training, it's important that you understand that my training is specific to me and my goals, and everybody's different. So whilst my week might look like it suits you, you need to take into consideration we're different ages, heights, weights, athleticism levels. So have a look at my week and take what you want from it, but it's 90% focused on Hyrox, but there's kind of an element of weight loss and running volume introduction. So basically this is now the start of my next 4 months of training leading into the October half marathon we're going to do in Manchester as a team here at Physical Formula. We're all training for it. I think there's about 20 of us going. So I think that it's really important that you see this week for what it is, and it's like the start of a build. So you might look at it and be like, oh, the running volume's low for like a Hyrox athlete or a half marathon athlete, and it's because it's basically the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a train with me now, and then I'll do another train with me in 12, 16 weeks time when my volume's a lot higher, and then I'll do another one maybe 3 months time when I'm kind of peaking, ready for that performance. But I hope you enjoy the content. It's a big week for somebody that's not a full-time athlete, but I'm trying to break into kind of that, like, I don't know if you'd call it elite, but basically I'm trying to break the hour in Hyrox, and I'm trying to do like a 128 half, and I'm 95 kilo. So I've got a lot of work to do in terms of building that running conditioning and weight loss, and building that tolerance and the resilience for the Hyrox events as well. So I'm trying to spin quite a lot of plates in a week, and I'm trying to run a business as well. So it looks like quite a full-on week, but for the goals that I've got, I need it. So some of my sessions are split up into double days, so I might train in the morning if I'm doing like an easy run, and then I'll do some weights in the evening, or the other way around. And it's all focused on losing weight, building that Hyrox engine, and introducing more and more mileage so that we can get up to like 40, 50, 60k weeks. So yeah, hope you enjoy. What I thought I'd do now, before showing you my week, is so you can get a bit of a feel as to where I'm training, how it all looks, and the facility that I use. I'll take you out onto the gym floor. So this is my business. Me and my partner Olivia run Physical Formula. We're a small group personal training facility. We do Hyrox, ATHX, graft, all that kind of stuff to the side. The pillars of the business is small group PT, and I'll show you the layout. We've got lots of kit that's relative to the goals and the KPIs that we need in terms of like row ski, bike, sled, wall. So yeah, come and join me. I'll show you the gym floor. Okay, so out of the staff room onto the gym floor. As you can see here, this is kind of our conditioning area where we've got all of our C2 equipment, so row, ski and bike. And then as you come round the rig here, this is onto the bigger side where we traditionally do all of our sled work, so sled push, sled pull, and then all of our lifts. So we've got some cable machines built into the racks there. Then we've got Jake. He is our full-time strength and conditioning coach here at PF. Then we've got dumbbells, barbells all around that corner, and then we do some treadmill work, specifically curve, easier just to get on and off curve for interval training, and it helps with calf, hamstring, all that posterior chain activation. And then this is where our athletes run out of. So they run out of this roller shutter here, out onto the industrial estate, and then round the corner up to a designated spot. Every single Monday, I start the week with strength. Not because I prioritise it, but just because I feel like I've got a lot more to give on a Monday than I have on, say, like a Thursday or a Friday. So every Monday is strength, and I always back my strength sessions up with some rehab stuff. So this is specifically for ACL, just almost like a preventative to bulletproof the knees and just put some real torque, velocity and volume through the legs, but safely. I absolutely love sled drags, and here's some heavy rows. So yeah, I start every Monday with strength. But more importantly, it's new shoe day. Check out these bad boys. Oh, careful. They're a bit hot. Can't be a slow session in those. Let's go. Liv's gonna film me doing 100 meters in the new shoes. Just make sure they're in shot, Liv. Okay, you ready? That was the 100 meters, and the shoes are that fast. I can't even time how fast they are. Even the drills feel good in the shoes. Let's go. So, VO2 max, what does that look like? So, you'll all know whether it's 5k, 10k, half, Hyrox, you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and into that maximum heart rate territory. So I'm a firm believer that you need to do this at least once a week. So you're running for roughly 20 to 30 minutes at like your maximum output. I like to do this with 600-800s off a minute, and for me at the moment they're around 330 pace, and my goal is to try and get them down to about 320, 315. So yeah, these are very uncomfortable but very, very powerful. Every single time I do this session, I get 2 reps in and I remember how hard it is. But that is the whole point of a VO2 max session. You have to go to your absolute maximum. So the way I position this session is that I'm doing the ski intervals at race pace for Hyrox. So I'm sitting around 150 per 500, and I could be doing something like 16 500s off a minute, which is kind of threshold or pre-threshold where I'm able to recover in the little breaks and then push again in the next interval. It takes around 40 minutes, so then I'll mimic the same duration again. So I'll do 40 minutes of the ski threshold intervals, and then into 40 minutes easy bike. As you can probably see from the bike, there's a lot of sweat involved. That's not specifically from the bike, that's from the heart rate being basically 155 to 165 for 40 minutes whilst on the ski. But it's a brutal session, but it definitely challenges you here. Morning, just wanted to keep you updated. This is a completely new version of me. Never normally do these kind of zone 2, zone 3 runs, but this one this morning, 8k, legs feel heavy. We're in the final 500 meters, but I could honestly say I've actually enjoyed the experience of an 8k run. It's been a while since I've said that, and yeah, I think I've just been, whenever I've been running recently, it's always been a threshold session just under that limit, or a VO2 max session just over the limit. So it's been really nice to be able to check an email or send a video, or so yeah, legs feel good but heavy. Gonna stretch out, crack on with a busy day ahead. Let's go. Okay, so strength-wise, if I'm working heavily on pull and knee rehab on Monday, I tend to do kind of push on the back end of the week, and recently it's specifically been around ATHX training. So I've been doing a lot of overhead, I've been doing some deadlifts and mainly bench press. So I loosely base my strength on Friday around overhead press and bench, and I find that I'm a little bit more tired towards the back end of the week. So although I'm aiming for heavy lifts because of ATHX, it's a 1 rep max, 3 rep max, 5 rep max, I tend to just build from, I'll always go like 3 or 5 reps and then progressively build throughout the sets. I might try and aim for about 6 sets. And I've found that it's slowly improving my strength. But for me now, the focus is heavily on weight loss, Hyrox and running volume. And as you probably are aware, you can't have everything, you can't do everything at once. So my strength is kind of taking a back seat, which is why I'm kind of not half-arsing it, but like it's basically taking a back seat, like I said, where the priorities have changed and I'm kind of ticking a box with the strength. So Friday is always push-based, and I always have in the back of my mind that I'm running after, and the run is something tempo-based, and it will probably be around like 4:30 pace for 5k, 6k, 7k, something quite comfortable. And I'll probably do it on a treadmill just because of impact on the body, and I'm still 95, 96 kilo, and it's about building the ability to train more often and not be so fatigued. So yeah, that's Friday, heavy push and some tempo running. So the weekend is about just fitting in with what we've got planned. I sometimes join these guys at PFHQ in a small group PT session or a Hyrox workout, or we could be doing some filming like this on set. We do that a lot with PF, so we could have a really busy film set weekend, or this is me competing at ATHX. I could be doing an event or meeting guys at the track for a workout, or even setting up our own paddle court in the gym just to have a bit of fun. I think it's really important just to let your hair down at the weekends, spend some time with friends and crack on with an event if you've got one. So that's my training week, and it's very specific to me because my priorities right now are increasing running volume, losing weight, and getting ready for ATHX World Finals in November. So the week might look very differently for you, but if you're a heavy athlete trying to lose weight, maybe you can take certain things out of this video to implement into your own training. If not, I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't be scared to subscribe and be notified for the next video.